Let's go to the Rapids, South Florida's largest water park, where every second is a splash, a scream, a laugh you didn't know you needed. Reconnect with your fun side and let go. You want thrills? Blast uphill on Mega Mayhem or brave the 6-story Big Thunder. Bring the whole crew and turn an ordinary day into the kind of memory everyone keeps talking about. Whether you're catching the wave at Big Surf or chilling in our relaxing lazy river, make this your unforgettable season at Rapids. Let's go.
You put a lot into your business. Your signage should reflect that. At Signorama West Palm, family owned and operated for over 32 years, we've been helping businesses stand out and stay top of mind. We don't just design signs. We handle the whole process, including professional installation and service. From ADA signs to reception signs and full storefronts, we turn everyday spaces into branding that gets attention. We can handle it all. Call us today at 561-687-7993 or visit signoramawpb.com.
Hey, I'll be home in about 10 minutes. Actually, make it 8.
Hey, Mom. Yep, I'm walking home now. Mom, I'm trying to cross, but I don't think this driver sees me. No, they're driving too fast. Mom!
Speeding catches up with you. Early, on time, a little late, just get there safely. A message from the Florida Department of Transportation's Target Zero initiative.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46, and I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Anna Jar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Messi, right outside of the box. Lino with a move. Shot! Goal! Lionel Messi with an incredible outside of the box shot!
For 1 month, the game takes over the planet. Nations collide. Heroes emerge. Legends are made. Every goal echoes around the globe. From the biggest stars to the next generation of icons, the chase for soccer's ultimate prize is underway. Welcome to Extra Time with Mike Rizzo.
Leo with a shot and a goal!
Brought to you by Yingling, Tri-Rail, and Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath.
I swear it's just begun. I swear the World Cup just started yesterday. It's over, folks. The greatest tournament in the world has officially concluded, and Spain are your champions. I did not get my wish of the United States winning the World Cup. We're a long way away from that, sadly. I did not get my wish of Lionel Messi hoisting the World Cup trophy for the second year in a row. And I didn't get my wish of Cristiano Ronaldo winning the World Cup. Dane, that's how I wanted to play out. I had 3 scenarios. The United States winning. That was never going to happen. Even when the U.S. was playing well, Damian, I never thought we had a realistic chance of winning the Cup, just keeping it a buck. I thought, though, quarterfinals, the final 8 team, being a final 8 team was definitely possible on home soil. Belgium crushed my dreams on that. Obviously, Lionel Messi, we'll discuss that game coming up in a second. I'm very ashamed of Argentina for a number of reasons. Tactically, after the game, I thought they disgraced Lionel Messi after the game and their antics. I think that's, typical CONMEBOL team losing in a situation like that. I'll have Damian defend the honor of the Federation. And then obviously Dame Ronaldo, who truly never had a chance. And, And I got to give credit where it's due because my mate, Damian Perez, good friend and co-host and producer of Extra Time, we were live yesterday with specialty programming on our YouTube channel at ESPN West Palm FC. We did an hour of pregame. We actually did the first half watch along. Dame, you called that whole game. Now, Argentina didn't score. You said 2-1 Spain. Spain ultimately ended up winning. But you called the game in the sense of Spain's going to dominate. They're going to lay the pressure on. And Argentina's going to struggle to get out of their own half. Dame, that was the whole game. And if it wasn't for Emi Martinez, I could argue that game should have been 3-0 or 4-0. An inspiring performance by Emi, but an onslaught of Spanish attacks, shots, and finally a goal by Ferran. I cannot believe Ferran was really, out of all the players for Spain, Ferran Torres, who I've never rated, by the way, his entire career, he's getting the last laugh there because,
proper Barcelona lad.
Scored a game winner in a cup final. I've been seeing some trolls out there too of look what happens when Spain keeps out Real Madrid players of their team. I've heard all the waffle.
That's a great point. I didn't even think of that.
I've heard all the
it's
waffle.
One of the best Spain we've seen, if not the best, and not one Real Madrid player.
But Damian, I got to give you credit. You called it. Fair play, mate. Spain dominated, and I was ashamed the way that that Argentina lined up and played. I thought they were better than that. I don't think they put their best foot forward in the game. They were never serious about having possession. They were never serious about putting an attack together. And the first half was one of the worst first halves of football I watched all World Cup.
Awful display. But at the same time, Mike, you got to look at what's in front of them. I mean, Spain, they beat France 3-0. They got past, look at this, they got past Cristiano Ronaldo, Kylian Mbappe, and Messi to win a title. This is a dominant team. This is a team that likes to keep possession. They pressure really well when they do lose possession, and they'll frustrate these teams. And that's what they did with Argentina. They did it with France. They did it with every single team they played. Only one goal allowed in the entire tournament. I mean, Argentina, I understand, horrible performance, but there was not much they can do in that game against a very dominant Spain side.
Lionel Messi had about one touch in that first half, completely shutting down our GOAT from doing anything, from coming in from the outside, coming in the middle. Couldn't get the ball. Easily put. Could not get the ball. And the Spanish pressure that they laid on that Argentinian offense was something, dare I say, I've never seen before. But to Damian's point, they were able to do it against top-tier competition even before that. But 888-760-3776. If you want to come on and call on in, talk about the World Cup. Listen, Damian, I think that was the worst Cup final in about 4 World Cups. I mean, it was an awful game. That's from a United States fan, from someone who loves their country, wants to see that flag fly forever. I wanted a better final on home soil. I got to be honest. I wanted a better final.
That's credit to Spain, though. I mean, they're similar to Arsenal, but I would say they're way more dominant, and they have a way better system. But they're similar to Arsenal in the sense that once they get the ball, they don't share it. They hold it on. They hold on to the ball the entire game. That's kind of their scheme. That's their tactics. That's their system. And it doesn't make for the most attractive game, especially if you're on the other side of it.
Yeah, game sucked. If I'm going to keep it a buck, the game sucked. And I thought the more Spain screwed around and didn't score in front of net, the better it boded for Argentina.
If that game went to PKs, I think Argentina would have took it.
I'd agree with that. And I do think. And maybe I'm just sour. We had someone comment earlier on Russo and Rizzo. Riz, you're in denial. Dude, that Argentina team wasn't right since they left the locker room to come out onto the pitch. I mean, you had guys crying outside of the locker room before the game started. And Messi basically saying, guys, it's all good. We'll deal with it. And first off, what happened? Second off, you're telling me that Argentina team that we saw dominate versus England, and I understand, Damian, Spain might be a different animal, fine, but dude, England could compete with Spain. Like, I've seen England compete with Spain. The fact that Argentina couldn't even hold a possession.
France couldn't even compete with Spain.
The fact that Argentina couldn't even hold a possession, couldn't even get a shot on target. Something happened, man. Something happened to that team before the game started. They weren't ready to play. I think Scaloni screwed up on substitutions on the starting 11, hindsight 2020. Why the hell did Lautaro Martinez not come in until the 102nd minute? I had a lot of questions. With that Argentina team. You could call me a Messi homer.
Lautaro Martinez, I understand why he didn't play a lot of minutes. Lautaro Martinez, you need to have the ball for him to be effective. If you don't have the ball with Lautaro Martinez, he's not a player that's going to drop into midfield, receive the ball at his feet. If you don't have the ball, and Argentina didn't have the ball at any point in that game against Spain, it's very tough to get the most out of Lautaro Martinez.
I think you could call me a Messi homer. I think they failed Messi in that game. I think they failed the game plan. Listen,
I don't think there's anything Argentina could have done. I don't think there was a lineup that would have changed the outcome of that game.
Messi is 39 years old, all right? He's not going to be tracking back, winning ball. Like, that's just not.
That's why it was a matchup nightmare.
And the midfield, let's give them credit, they played good the entire tournament. Enzo, McAllister, DePaul. Who would start for DePaul in spells?
Nico Gonzalez.
I mean, I
McAllister, did you mention him?
Yeah, and I can't believe Gonzalez came off in the 46th minute as well. Like, Damian, just tactical. Like I said, man, Scaloni picked a heck of a time to have his worst game in 2 years.
Again, I'm going to defend Scaloni here. I don't think there was anything he could have done that would have changed the outcome. This was the matchup nightmare. This is probably the worst matchup for Argentina because Spain is the team that likes to keep possession. If you're going to play against Spain, you're going to run a lot. You're going to need to pressure, and you're going to need to play hard defense. You mentioned it. Messi is 39. Defensively, Argentina plays a man down. That's just a matchup nightmare.
And how great was Emi Martinez? I mean, the most saves in a World Cup final in the history of a World Cup final. Damian, he was the only reason it wasn't 3-4-0. And Unai Simon on the other side, I thought for Spain, played great as well. And something we touched on.
Zero shots on target, though.
But Dame, him coming
First
off
time in the World Cup final history.
Him coming off his lines, clearing balls, like, goalkeeping is more than just shots on target.
He was more than a goalkeeper in that game, to your credit. He was like a sweeper. Whenever there was a ball over the top, I feel like Unai Simon's got to it before the striker. So to your credit, I mean, he was still alert. He still needed to be present in the game. But 0 shots on target for a defending champion, I mean, it's rough.
It's a disgrace. And then, Damian, the problem I had more so was the way they acted after the game. And I wanted you to defend yourself because I feel like it was a heck of a shot saying it's typical CONMEBOL. Damian, I feel like a lot of those teams in that federation don't know how to lose.
No, you can't.
That is ridiculous.
You can't see what Argentina did yesterday and just assume that's all of CONMEBOL. Argentina, they are great. They have a lot of history, but there's one stain with Argentina. At times they could be overly passionate, especially when they do lose. We've seen it happen to them before. That's not a CONMEBOL thing. And I'm not going to go as far as saying that's an Argentina thing. I think it was just a very emotional final. It was very frustrating to play against Spain. It was Messi's last.
Grabbing guys by the throat,
throwing
them to the ground.
It's not the first time we see it. It's not the first time we see it.
I don't even care about turning your back, whatever. Elias mentioned France did the same thing. It's everything put together.
I personally, I wouldn't make a big deal out of it. I think that was overly emotional. I mean, they got the red cards.
You're going to defend
that? No, I'm not going to defend it, but to say that CONMEBOL are thugs, I think that's too far. Got him.
It's just, my thing is, we've seen this kind of behavior within the CONMEBOL Federation.
Yeah, they have that identity. They do play rough, and at times,
I mean, my South Americans. This isn't me trying to, this isn't me trying to go after CONMEBOL.
The thing is,
but
Mike,
I've seen this happen too many times.
European teams aren't comfortable with physicality. They're great technically, but if you can bring a physical match to them, you're going to have an advantage. If you can get them frustrated, if you can get them out of their game, that's kind of the key for these teams that are quote-unquote not as good technically to stay in the match. And that's something South Americans, they do that. They do get rough. They do have that identity where they won't let you turn. But it's, in a sense, Europeans, like I said, that is their weakness, to be physical against them.
And listen,
we see it from the African sides too. Very physical games.
Argentina, were they not good enough to just play Spain heads up and not resort to illegal slide tackles? And I mean,
the
it was
Enzo
bad,
Fernandez, I will say that was bad. 92nd minute, you're 2 minutes away from extra time. How are you going to lose your head and get yourself a red card? You knew you were on a yellow. That's a yellow all day.
All day,
he
every day.
Flipped them.
Yep.
I mean, I will concede that one, but I feel like that's a result of how much Spain got them frustrated in that game.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating to have to move left, right, up, down, chase the ball, and not get it. That's what happened to Argentina.
Like I said,
night.
you could call me a Messi homer. I thought they were good enough to play straight up and to not have to resort to what I call dark arts of making questionable tackles. Damien and I looked at each other. It was a tackle in the 8th minute, and we go, yeah, that's
Ref
a
should have
card.
took out a yellow card early.
It was a card. I mean, and then Damien, you explained the Serbian referee who is on the officiating duty. Like, you know, he let some roughhousery happen and whatever. But man, Dame, I thought Argentina was good enough to play him straight up. I was dead wrong. I still think to this day that if Argentina did not resort to dark arts and didn't have whatever the hell the situation was in the locker room before the game,
But France couldn't play.
Crying.
France couldn't play them straight up.
I understand.
This is credit to Spain. We're knocking Argentina for the bad game that they had, but I think this is more about the dominant Spain had.
I saw Portugal play better than any of those two teams against Spain, which is crazy.
Well, I could say the same about Uruguay. Take it back to the group stage.
No, Uruguay was never scoring in that
It was
game.
0-0. It took a mistake by Muslera for Spain to score
fair,
a goal.
Argentina was never scoring, to be fair.
Right.
But Uruguay was never scoring in that game either. Portugal had opportunities.
I think we played them better, but
you get what I'm saying? Portugal had opportunities.
It's different to play them in a group stage or in a quarterfinal than in a World Cup final.
All right.
That's where you need to play them right.
I feel like I've been downplaying the champ. Folks, I want to get something abundantly clear out there. 1 goal conceded in 8 tournaments. That's the best in World Cup history. They officially broke the record from the golden generation of the Spanish team.
The team was dominant.
Who conceded 2.
Dominant.
The Spanish team conceded 2 goals in 7 games. And the Spanish team that won in 2010, that is the golden age of Xavi, Iniesta, Torres, Puyol, and company. Damien, this might be the best team in World Cup history.
Yeah, and
it might be like statistics. Listen, I'll listen to 0-2 Brazil being the best team totality, player, style of play. But if you want to go to statistics, if you want to go to
dominance,
the stat geek stuff that we all have fallen in love with in football in 2026, this Spain team had it all.
I think that's
they had
what
it
it
all.
is.
And last thing, Damien, Lamine Yamal did not have that, oh my gosh, the Kylian Mbappe, Lionel Messi tournament where he's leading the Golden Boot race. He didn't have the all-time great player tournament. Does that make sense?
He didn't need
He had
to.
a good tournament. I'm not sitting here and saying Yamal played like a trash can. That's not true. Lamine off of the Damien, we commented on the watch along how great he was with the ball, his passes in and stuff. But it's not like he was diming and scoring goals at a Lionel Messi and an Mbappe level.
No,
I think that proves to show how good that Spanish team actually is, and he doesn't have to do that to win.
To an extent, I know he didn't have the best tournament, but you almost have to give him credit for it because he stayed. He was still a part of that system. He didn't make it about himself. You were still able to, even though offensively he wasn't probably having the best games, or he wasn't scoring, he wasn't assisting. He still did the dirty work. He still backtracked. He was still a part of the system. This Spain team is more than individuality. They're a system. I don't know if they're the best team to ever win a World Cup, but they're no doubt the most dominant. And that's credit to the system. I mean, 1 goal in a tournament where you had to play Cristiano Ronaldo in Portugal, Kylian Mbappe in France, Leo Messi in Argentina. I mean, let's not mistake them having an easy run for them making it look easy.
And when you think Spanish football, to Damien's credit and what he tried explaining on why they won, the passing, the technicality side of the game, is it pretty? Absolutely not. But it's going to win fixtures and it's going to win games. And man, did it win games. 1 goal conceded. How about Cape Verde? 0-0. Their toughest game. A little country in Africa. The golden, Verde in Spanish, Damien Green. The Golden Cape. Or sorry.
Verde's green.
The
Emerald.
Emerald Cape. Sorry. Failed Spanish, naturally. Never had a Latina girlfriend. So, don't know much Spanish, Damien Perez. But wow. It's crazy to think that a small nation like Cape, and that's why the World Cup's great. Now, Damien, I'm against the 64-team World Cup. I think that is utterly ridiculous, adding more teams to the World Cup. Colin Russo from Russo and Rizzo and Elias Bustamante of Russo and Rizzo, they tried explaining that, hey, we're just going to do 16 groups. We're going to have 2 group winners. That's going to be it. I'm down on the expansion. Can't we do the new World Cup for the next couple and then come back to the table? This worked, right? This version of the World Cup seemed to work. No, everything's about making money and, trying to get profits. I mean,
yeah, I think 64 is a little bit too much, too many teams. But to that point, I mean, we were against the 48 team expansion, and it ended up being a success. So it's one of those things where, as if you are a traditionalist, you don't like changes. Especially, I think this is a big change. I mean, they're adding 12 teams.
all right, let me ask you this: with the expanded teams that happened this year, outside of Spain, because they had the best World Cup, Damian, they won the World Cup. Who are a couple of teams that come to mind that you think had great World Cups outside of the champion Spain?
Based on expectation, I would say Norway. Norway had a great World Cup.
I would agree. I still think Argentina.
England. I mean, I think it ended bad. It ended poorly. But I think third place for England is success.
I would agree. And keep in mind, I'm an England defender of their federation, of their team. I think they're fantastic. 2018, they went to the semifinal in the World Cup. 2020, they lost to the Italians in the European final, so they went to a cup final. 2002 quarterfinal, one of the last 8 teams. Probably a disappointment, you know what I mean? But paired together with a 2024 European final appearance and a 2026 third place finish, I mean, Damian, they're knocking on the door.
Yeah.
I know English fans don't want to hear that, but that is now 1, 2, 3, 4. It's now 4 or 5 competitions in a row where England has showed up and been one of the final 4 teams, excluding the quarterfinal being one of the final 8 in 2022. So I would agree. So once again, for the record, we said Norway, we said England. I can't put France on this list.
I was going to say, I really think the list, based on expectations, I mean, unless you really want to throw in like the success stories of Cape Verde,
no, we are.
We can throw those in. But I would say the teams that had expectations, I would say those are the 2 winners because Argentina, I think them losing in the final, I don't want to say it makes it a failure, but I don't think it's a success for them. France, I think
hang on, mate. You don't think it was a successful tournament for Argentina?
I do. I mean,
come on.
It's hard to say it was
Messi
successful.
playing great. Now, I'll listen to the caliber of opponent maybe, but I think them beating England proved that, like, hey, we're a legit team in this tournament. And down 1-0 in the 85th minute.
Is it a cop-out to say it was par?
Yeah, they made a cup final. I'm sorry. When was the last time Argentina made a cup final before 2022? That's my question. 86?
No,
Maradona?
2014.
Lost to France? No. Lost to Germany. Lost to Germany.
Was it 2014? Yes.
Yeah, they lost to Germany.
Germany.
They lost to the Germans. I guess. It is the standard for Argentina going to a cup final. Is that the standard?
I don't know about this next era.
It's not.
Not the next era, no.
But with Messi, yes.
This era, yes.
With Messi?
Yes.
I'll
Before the World Cup, I think their
I'll
expectation was at least the final.
Did you think Argentina was going to win the World Cup before the tournament?
No.
I didn't either. So I think that for that point for myself, if I'm ranking it, I think it was a tremendous success. And the fact that Lionel Messi had GOAT moments in the tournament at 39 years old as well, it's everything I wanted, dude. I wanted them to win because, I'm a Messi stan. But I think the team failed them in that final. Shame on Argentina.
If you put it like that,
a horrific game.
They over-delivered. But if you ask any Argentine, I don't think they would go as far as saying it was successful if they didn't win a championship.
Well, then they need to come back down to earth a little bit.
They're the defending champs.
Come back down to earth. Well, they needed, and they went to the World Cup final. Come on. You really expect to go back to back? There's been 2 teams in the history.
I think if you get there, you're so close. If you do lose, it's hard to say it was successful.
Damien, there have been 2 teams in the history of the World Cup to go back to back. That's my push.
And Argentina was so close to being a third.
Fine.
First in 60-plus years.
I still think it was. I'm putting Argentina on this list, bro. I got Cape Verde, Norway, England, and Argentina. Looking at the rest of these teams, and we'll go through shocking performances, don't you worry. Does Curacao belong on here for scoring a goal?
No. Can't. I mean,
You're cruel.
It's great.
You're cruel.
Great success story.
You're cruel.
Congratulations, but we can't bring the standards that low.
Are you putting Jesse Marsh's Canadians on here
No.
for winning their? I'm not either.
No.
That's phony. Can I put Team USA on here?
How about
No.
Mexico?
Okay, no. If I can't put Team USA, I'm
I
not
asked.
putting.
I asked the wrong person. Let's be honest here.
Hang on, Dame. I gotta look. What day is the CONCACAF qualification? When did the CONCACAF? Hold on, CONCACAF qualifications September 2026. When do those start? When do those begin?
I think it's
Craig
somewhere in
Commons' ChatGPT says September of 2026. I want to take my belt off real quick.
Is that when USA plays Mexico?
I mean, we're gonna play them in the tournament if we.
That's when it
win
kicks
game.
off.
Yeah.
Okay.
I cannot wait for us to get everybody in line again.
It's
federation.
In a way, it's exciting because I feel like that rivalry hasn't been a rivalry in recent years. And moving forward, I think it will be. I think after this World Cup, Mexico kind of has the I don't want to say the momentum, but I think they're gonna straighten things out. They've had a few years where it was a bit miserable for them, and I think after this World Cup, they had a good showing. I feel like the people are back on board. We saw the passion of the Azteca. This could be a good World Cup for Mexico.
All right, it's in 2026, 2027, CONCACAF Nations League, which will begin in September of 2026 and will serve as the qualification pathway for the 2027 Gold Cup. So there we go. So we're going to be playing to position ourselves for the 2027 Gold Cup, which is going to be for in the summer. It involves all 41 CONCACAF member associations. Runs September through November, Damian, and culminates basically ends in March of 2027. It determines which teams qualify directly or through the preliminary rounds to the 2027 Gold Cup. Key 2026 World Cup qualifier. Yeah, we already did that. Anyway, yeah. So, and that, Damian, that Gold Cup will have World Cup qualifications attached to it. Does that make sense? Yeah. But yeah, bringing this back full circle, if I can't put the Americans as a success story, I'm not putting Mexico as a success story, who played a team who had 10 men for 40 minutes and couldn't get a result, and they were down 1 goal. Can't do it. Sorry, mate.
That team ended up ultimately being the third best team in the World Cup, though.
Fine.
Belgium lost in what, round of 16?
Belgium gave Spain the best shot, a round of 8, by the way, and was the only team to score against Spain.
But they gave USA the belt 4-1 at home.
The belt is a word. We beat ourselves because we have the worst goalkeeper in the world in Matt Freese, who is not allowed to wear the United States jersey ever again. Ever again. Damian, Matt Freese's howler was single-handedly the worst moment I have ever seen in World Cup history.
It's pretty bad.
That is the worst, as my guy Ken Levica used to call him, oopsie howler. It's the worst one I've ever seen.
I think
it's the worst one I have ever seen.
In 2014, ironically, USA was on the other side of this, but the English goalkeeper, I think his name was Green.
Sure it wasn't.
It was against USA. They shot it, and it was something that you and I could have saved, like dead center. And it went right under that. It was in the group stage too. I think that is also something that can compete for the worst moments of all time.
Now you got me wanting to look this up. English goalkeepers.
I think it was Green. His name was something Green. 2014. Or was it 2018?
Is it Joe Hart?
No, definitely not Joe Hart.
You don't think he'd spill something like that? Robert Paul Green.
That's who it was.
Oh, my God, Dame. His match rating was a .67. Played 12 games.
Awful mistake. And it was against USA, but we were on the other side of it. But it was very similar to what Freese did.
Yeah, I forgot you're a United States fan. You know, I forget because some of the slander that I hear that comes out of your mouth sometimes, Damian.
I keep the standard high.
Yeah. Now, Damian, coming up next, we're going to rank the biggest disgraces of the World Cup. Sadly, we're going to have a tough conversation, you know.
Oh, Uruguay's number 1.
Yeah, we're going to have a
tough. I won't hide from that.
We're going to have a tough conversation. I remind you, I didn't expect Uruguay to win against Argentina. I thought they were going to finish second in the group and face off against Argentina. But we're going to have a conversation about that. But 888-760-3776. Dame, it could be worse. You know, you could also root for Italy, who hasn't made it the last 3 times.
Did you see, though?
We're going to talk about it coming up next on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
It's presented by Hard Rock Bet. Listen live for all of your Inter Miami coverage, including play-by-play, weekly shows, and all the latest on the Herons. If it's Inter Miami, it's on ESPN 106.3. Listen on the ESPN South Florida app or stream it on YouTube, Spotify, and wherever you get your podcasts. Stay connected with Inter Miami anytime, anywhere. Presented by Hard Rock Bet, Florida's only legal sportsbook. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE today.
For 40 years, Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath has stood up for clients in South Florida communities. If you've been injured, their experienced attorneys across South Florida are ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients. There's no cost for a case evaluation and no fee unless they win. Visit foryourrights.com. That's foryourrights.com. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath. Proud supporters of Inter Miami FC on ESPN South Florida. Main office in Palm Beach Gardens.
Ugh, water spots on the shower door again.
He sprayed, he scrubbed, he squeegeed.
What? Is that a word?
He's tried pretending not to see it.
Didn't work.
Now he wants answers.
I'm calling Culligan. They'll test my water for free and recommend a solution to fix hard water throughout the whole house.
Because some battles shouldn't be fought alone.
Schedule your free water test today at Culligan.com, serving all of South Florida.
Hey, Culligan man! Hey, it's Steph Prince here, and in South Florida, you need an AC team that can deliver in the clutch. That's why my family trusts Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning. As a mom of 3, trust me, when your AC goes down, you don't want to strike out with the wrong company. You want a team that keeps the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps the family cool. And Bob Bradley knows a thing or two about coaching a winning team. He coached his son Bobby all the way to becoming a first-round draft pick, and now he's helping his grandson Trey develop his game. And one thing's for sure, high standards run in the Bradley family. Bob brings that same major league mindset to the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning. From residential and commercial repairs to installations, maintenance, and upgrades, they step up to the plate and get the job done right the first time. And while Bob waits for Trey's call to the majors, he's still delivering major league service every single day right here in South Florida. Call Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning today at 561-793-7497 or visit bradleyair.com.
Hi, I'm Wendy Sartori-Link, your Palm Beach County Supervisor of Elections. The 2026 primary is on August 18th, and now is the time to make your game plan. Florida is a closed primary state, which means if you want to vote in a party's race, you need to be registered with that party at least 29 days before Election Day. Don't wait until the last minute. Check your registration and get election ready today. Visit votepalmbeach.gov to get started. That's votepalmbeach.gov. See you at the polls.
Go big and save big at Greenway Kia West Palm Beach. Right now, choose from over 1,500 new and certified pre-owned cars and SUVs ready to drive home today. That means more selection, more savings, and more ways to get the deals you've been waiting for. Whether you're looking for a fuel-efficient commuter, a family SUV, or a sporty new ride, Greenway Kia West Palm Beach has you covered. And here's the game changer. Big inventory means big value, putting more money back in your pocket. Credit challenges? No problem. The Credit Clinic is back, and the experienced team at Greenway Kia will work with you to explore financing options that fit your lifestyle. So don't wait. Find the Kia that's perfect for you, your budget, and your driveway. Call Lonnie Mister today at 561-433-1511. That's 561-433-1511. Or hurry on to Greenway Kia West Palm Beach, where big inventory means big savings. But don't wait. These deals won't last. Greenway Kia West Palm Beach.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
Welcome back to Extra Time with Mike Rizzo. Brought to you by Yingling, Tri-Rail, and Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath.
We're still licking our wounds as our GOAT, Lionel Messi, not hoisting that World Cup trophy for a second time, but it was Leo's 3rd Cup final. A lot more than a lot of greats that have played the game, but 1 for 3, Lionel Messi, in World Cup finals. But welcome on back to Extra Time. Mike Rizzo, Damian Perez. Our final episode Dame, it's bittersweet for me. You know, I swear this tournament just started. My brother and I, we talked about it yesterday. You know, all the great moments going back to Boston and the cop juggling the soccer ball. God, the Tartan Army and the Scots, it seems like a year ago.
Did you see the video that FIFA put out on social media?
No.
It was like a whole video
collage?
of unity, and it's like a collage of the different cultures and different cities.
What I like is that Europeans and people around the world actually came to America and got to experience how great this country is. Now, I'm a, true red-blooded American who loves this country more than anything, and wants to see that flag fly forever. I'm happy that people realize how great our country is. That's, I think, very important to me. Take the soccer out of it. I'm very happy that people's tune are starting to change about this great country. Now, with that said, Damian, there were a lot of moments, fans, federations, goals, games. I sadly don't think this was the best World Cup ever just because how bad the Cup final was. I was really hoping for fireworks.
Like the opposite of Qatar.
I know, dude. And I was really hoping for fireworks with Spain and Argentina. We saw fireworks with England and Argentina. I just think you had, to Damian's credit, you had an all-time great team, and they were unstoppable. And sometimes an unstoppable team like that, it's boring. They're just better than everybody. Damian mentioned the names that they went through, Portugal and Ronaldo and Bruno Fernandes and all the quality that they have. France, who could have played 3-11s and gotten to the knockout round. Excuse me. And then the defending champions in Argentina. And I'll respect Belgium a little bit. I'm down on them for making fun of the president and the antics, but Belgium was the only team that scored a goal against them.
Right.
So it's always so hard for me when the World Cup ends, Damian, because I had to wait 4 years. One thing that I'm holding my head high on, we got Inter Miami returning on Wednesday. I don't expect, folks, I'm going to keep it a buck. I do not expect Lionel Messi to play.
I actually heard Messi and Rodrigo de Paul flew straight to Miami.
Oh,
I don't think they'll play on Wednesday, but I think that's probably the only game they'll miss.
All right. Well,
hopefully.
Fingers crossed that they're going to play,
I don't see them playing on Wednesday.
But you want to know who will play is, I think Robert Lewandowski is definitely going to suit up. And it's going to be his MLS debut because the game in Chicago got postponed. So going to be a lot of fun on our Inter Miami radio network coming up on Wednesday. Let's get into our moment of the day presented by Tri-Rail.
The world is coming to South Florida for the biggest month in international soccer, and Tri-Rail is your ticket to the action. Let's go on Tri-Rail. Plan your ride at TriRailWorldCup.com.
Yeah, it's Tri-Rail, folks. How we like getting around down here in South Florida. Avoid the traffic, avoid the hassle. Go to tri-rail.com. Weekend rates starting at $5. Now, Damian, you sent me this earlier. Our moment of the day actually goes to a team that wasn't in the World Cup, a team who is loved around the world for their massive heritage and love for country and love for fellow countrymen. I'm talking about the Italians. Damian, whose name is being whispered in the Italian Federation to take over as gaffer?
This would be massive for Italy. Pep Guardiola.
Is it legit?
Yeah, it's reported by Fabrizio Romano. Now, it's just conversations. Nothing really has, developed from it. But the fact that he's considering it, I think that's enough to get some hope.
Don't do this to me.
I mean, if you're Pep Guardiola, why not? You've dealt with such high-pressure situations in Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Manchester City. I mean, those are great teams that expect a lot. I'm not saying Italy doesn't. They're 4 times world champions. But where they're at right now, I mean, it's ground up for him.
Outside of him going, and granted,
I would love him I would love him down here.
I got to keep it a buck, folks. Me being a United and a Madrid fan, I'm a phony for loving Lionel Messi. It's just, it's how the pendulum swung. Messi, I always thought has been the greatest player, even though I love Ronaldo and I don't like Barcelona. The reason I bring that up is because Pep coached Barcelona with Messi arguably at their peak. Pep coached Manchester City at their peak. Damian, I have rooted against Pep Guardiola basically my entire life. If it takes him being the Italy manager for me to root for him, I'll get a damn jersey. I'll get a jersey on the back that says Guardiola if we're able to get. The standards are very low. The good news is for Pep, if he takes the job.
That's why I think it's perfect for him.
Just get to the damn tournament.
He's dealt
all you got to do. You could lose 4. All right. You can't lose 4. You get what I'm saying. Like, you could show up.
There's been 3 World Cups since Italy's been in
Just
one.
make sure I could show up to the tournament. I felt so bad for my father, Damian. He did the Italy, the Portugal, the Spain. He did the trip, that he wanted to do his whole life. He did 3.5 weeks vacation. He spent 2 weeks in Italy, and then he did a half a week, 4, I think it was 3 days in Spain, 4 days in Portugal. Point said, my father was there before Italy, like Italy was still going through the qualify. Damian, he got the Italy World Cup jersey.
For no reason.
And he never played in it. If it takes Pep Guardiola to save my federation, sign me up, brother. Sign me up, man. Oh, my God. It would be – and his style of play is the absolute opposite of what I'm used to watching the Italians. So to put things in perspective, the Italians will score a goal and defend for 90 minutes. And it's always been the Italians' defense is it's unbreakable. They're
the most South American European team in the federation. That's a fact.
Right. No, it's not.
100%.
We're not illegally attacking. All right. Do we get some cards? Sure, but we're not.
Italy made Zinedine Zidane headbutt them. That's how much gamesmanship they have.
He lost his head.
Italy's very South American. There's a lot of Italian influence in South America.
He lost his head. That's it. Zidane lost his head.
What was said, though?
Yeah, when we can only speculate because no one's ever talked about it before. Point being, all right, my entire life, Italy has always been a defensive-first team. If Pep goes there and, Damian, we're attacking, I think that's what every Italian fan wants. We're so sick. We're so sick of the old-school Italian teams. This would be a massive win.
Yeah.
Massive win.
It really would. Now, let's play out the hypothetical. Let's say Pochettino says no go to the United States national team. Where would you, and let's say Guardiola's interested in coming down here. Would you prefer him? Would you still prefer him in Italy, or would you want him down here?
Give him a blank check to come to the United States. Damian, I told you, I'm United States. I love Italy. All right, that's, I was born here. I'm American. America first, brother. That's the way I operate. I'm not one of those phony Italians that, that's going to, I'm Italian over everything. Brother, I'm American. And granted, my Sicilian, maybe not my grandfather, my grandmother, definitely not my grandfather, but my grandmother and my father raised me. You're American, because I would always come back home. And, I grew up with where I grew up, folks, Northeast Ohio, Cleveland, Strongsville area. We were Irish Italian Catholics. All my Mullally, Miller, Hennessy, O'Shea. Like I grew up. All my friends were Italian and Irish. And I remember I came home and I'm like, Dad, they're teasing me for being Italian. I was young. I'm like, they're teasing me for being Italian. He goes, well, good thing you're Sicilian, obviously. And then he goes, Michael, I gotta explain something to you. You are American first. All right, you were born in this country. He goes, your great grandparents left during World War I. All right. They came to this country, and my grandparents served in World War II. All right, Damian. I am American over everything. Bring Pep's ass here. If Poch wants to go, Trump got Balogun unsuspended. Have Don give us a bag for Guardiola. Have Donnie give us a couple million for Guardiola.
Tell you what, he would love it down here.
Oh my God, we'll get him. Get him a house in Miami. We'll get him a house in Beverly Hills. Dame, we got a lot of options. Pep.
And I think that's what he wants. Not necessarily to come down here, but I think he's more attracted to international soccer at this point than it is club.
Pep, we got a lot of options. Get your house. You like to ski? Get your house in Vail. You like the beach? Good. Got plenty of beaches. You want the Gulf side? You want the Atlantic side? You want to get hooked up on Hermosa Beach in L.A.? You go see the Pacific Ocean? Malibu? By the way, everything's still messed up from those fires, Damien, by Malibu. You remember those fires?
It was the Palisades, right?
Dude, my Uncle John took me over there. Damien, I've been visiting there for 25 years.
I heard people still trying to get their lots back.
Dog. I didn't even recognize the place.
It's unreal.
It was ground zero still. It happened 2 years ago almost. Point being, Pep, we got a lot of real estate in this country. I'd rather have Pep on the United States. But our tri-rail moment of the day, apparently Pep Guardiola very interested in coming to the Italian Federation. Very interested is a word. Conversations are being had. Maldini, was it? Our great center back?
Mm-hmm.
So Maldini apparently had conversations
and it's
with
not
Pep.
just about conversations. I think it makes a lot of sense for him to take over at Italy. I mean, what better person? Like I said,
Spain don't need him. His country don't need him.
I don't think he wants to be in a high pressure situation. Not saying Italy isn't. They're World Cup champions, but they haven't made it to the last 3 World Cups. You said it. Just making it to the World Cup would be successful for Italy nowadays. So I think it makes a lot of sense for both parties.
888-760-3776. Folks, we're reacting to the news of Pep possibly taking over the Italian team. Now, Damien, before we go to timeout, I wanted to say we are going to do some of the bigger disappointments at the World Cup this year in 2026. Once again, our big, I think overall, teams that had successful World Cups, obviously Spain. I put Argentina on there. Damien, he would know better being a CONMEBOL man. I'm sorry. I got to put Argentina on there going to back-to-back cup finals. And then after that, Cape Verde, Norway, and England. If you got an opinion, 888-760-3776. But coming up next, we're going to go through some of the teams that had the bigger disgraces of the World Cup on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Need an extra boost? With Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union, you can earn up to $700 each year with a 7.0% annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's real money for real moments, like a family getaway or treating yourself to something special. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit 1 checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic Athletics.
Whether you need batteries, tires, or services, we know you depend on your vehicle. You can depend on St. Lucie Battery and Tire with the largest inventories, expert technicians, and the best price out the door every day guaranteed. You'll drive away with confidence. Life doesn't stop, and neither should your car. St. Lucie Battery and Tire is here for you. Our experts keep your vehicle ready with batteries, tires, and service you can trust. Fast, friendly, and always reliable.
Summer is officially here. The sun's out, the grill's going, the weekends feel a little longer. And with Gießen 0%, you can enjoy the crisp, refreshing taste of premium wine without the alcohol. Bright citrus, tropical notes, clean, refreshing flavor made for warm nights and good company. From poolside afternoons to sunset dinners, Gießen fits the pace of your summer, keeping you sharp, social, and fully in the moment. Gießen 0%, real wine for real life. The moment is now.
Since 2006, EDS Air Conditioning has kept Palm Beach County comfortable through every summer, every storm, and every season in between. EDS Air Conditioning is a trained comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. From dial thermostats to today's smart home systems, EDS delivers reliable comfort you can count on. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, they've earned your trust. 20 years of keeping Palm Beach cool. Visit EDSisyes.com today.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford crew.
Anna, what says summer to you?
Sunshine, road trips, camping.
And?
Ford being #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands according to J.D. Power.
And?
And low APR offers with Ford credit financing on a select lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs.
My kind of summer.
For APR offer information, visit Ford.com or your local Ford dealer. For J.D. Power 2026 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2026 model year.
Welcome back to Extra Time with Mike Rizzo. Brought to you by Yingling, Tri-Rail, and Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath.
Our final segment of Extra Time, and sadly, final segment of the show as the World Cup is wrapped up. But coming up on Wednesdays, folks, we will have our regular scheduled programming with Pink Smoke from 6 to 7. And actually, our first episode of Pink Smoke, I will actually be live from New Stadium and Inter Miami, as Inter Miami is going to be taking on the Chicago Fire. A reminder, you can listen to all your Inter Miami games right here on ESPN 106.3. I am the voice, myself, Mike Rizzo, voice of the Herons. Looking forward to getting back in season. Now, Damien, who do we have on the line? Who's on the hotline?
We got Gerald from Boynton.
All right, Gerald in Boynton. Gerald, you're on Extra Time. What do you got, brother?
Hey, I was just hearing you guys talking about the woes of Italy, and me being an American Italian, I feel what you're saying. And I'm sitting there saying to myself, I found out that Messi actually is Italian, but he was born in Argentina.
Yep. So
he played for Argentina.
So the story there, his great-grandfather immigrated from Italy to Argentina. My friend Damian Perez is Uruguayan, and he explained to me that there's a ton of Italian influence
there's
in
so
South
much
America.
Italian, specifically in Argentina and Uruguay. I mean, if you look at our last names, Messi, Cavani, Suarez, Canobio, like there's a very strong Italian influence in that region of South America.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there saying, well, if he would have played with Italy, would they have even qualified? He's arguably the Michael Jordan of soccer.
Yes.
What do you guys think?
Now, Gerald, it's funny. Gerald, it's funny because people say, and Damien's one of them, Mike, he almost played for Spain. I understand all of that. He's got more ties to Italy than he does in Spain when it comes to bloodlines. I know he played at La Masia. I know he came up in Spain. But Messi, if he were to play for another national team than Argentina, I agree with Gerald. It should have been Italy.
It should have been Italy. Yeah.
Now, Gerald, are you upset with the state of Italian soccer? Brother, I'm 31. I remember 2006. I was 12 years old. I watched the Cup final. My grandmother, my grandfather, my goodness, they made sure they hammered the Italian stuff into my brain at a young age. And I had to have the heart. My grandmother now, she's 90 years old. You want to know what she told me? She said, Mikey, the next time Italy's in the World Cup, I'm going to be dead. I mean, what, Gerald, how the hell, what is going on? How come we can't figure it out?
Because of what you guys said. We'll score a goal and then play defense the rest of the game. We won't try to put the game away. Yeah. In real sports, when you're on somebody's toe, you step on their neck and you take them out. We just play passively. Yeah. Even though we're known for defense, hey, if you score 3, it's harder to lose than if you only score 1 and try to win 1. It's like the old Tampa Bay Buccaneers philosophy.
Yeah.
Win 9-6.
To Gerald's point, the qualification game against Bosnia scored an early 1-0 goal. And he never had anything going for it after that. Yeah, got to be brave. Now we sound like England fans. Gerald Paisan, appreciate the call. Appreciate the call, brother. Thanks so much for calling in.
God bless you. Go USA. Go Italy.
Appreciate that. That's my guy Gerald in Boynton. Now, Damien, God, he brought up a good point of we do have the England effect to us, don't we? Where we score a goal and then candy bar the door. We do a better job of that than England. Like historically, we did a.
Well, that's historically. That's kind of that's Italy's identity. They're very strong, a strong defensive side. They like to play rough too, and play very physical.
Folks, let's do our injury report presented by Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath. For over 40 years, Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath have been serving injured people and their families in South Florida. Go to foryourrights.com. Folks, that's foryourrights.com. They got their main offices in Palm Beach Gardens. Go see them in person or go online at foryourrights.com. Quickly going to the hotline, we got Joe in West Palm. Joe, Paisan, what's going on, brother?
What's up? I'm calling to say thank you very much.
for the extra time. It was great, and I'm sorry to see it go.
Yeah, Joe, it's a little bittersweet, brother. I swear I just saw this damn tournament kick off. Feels like this tournament kicked off, a week ago, and now here we are wrapping it up. Joe, are our Italians going to make it the next time the World Cup comes around in 2030?
We got no choice. They're going to take us off the map if we don't do it this time. We're due. We will come through.
I am with Joe. Take us off the damn map. If we, you know what? We're not Italy anymore. The whole country could just be
Good point,
Sicily.
though. If someone's due, it's Italy.
Yeah. Joe, are you going to keep following the soccer, brother? Can I sell you on some CONCACAF action coming up in September, Joe? Can I sell you on that?
Yes. You know what? I need to pick a team. I was always with Spain because I had a good friend from Spain growing up. And my goddaughter's a Colombian, so I can keep that way, but I need a CONCACAF team.
Well, you're going with the United States, brother, because we're in CONCACAF. We're going with the United States.
What's the one you follow? The other one you guys talk about?
So here's the thing. Internationally, Joe, I am United States over everything, then Italy. And then on a club side, obviously I'm the voice of Inter Miami. Inter Miami's my number one team. And then after that, I'm over in England with Manchester United.
Okay. So that's what they play, Bayern Munich and stuff?
Yes, United will play Bayern Munich in Champions League, and we are qualified for that tournament this year. It's been a long couple of years, Joe, but we are qualified for that tournament. So, Joe, do me a favor. You're a United States fan, you're an Inter Miami fan, and then when you call me back, pick a European team for me, okay?
I'm going to go with you. I'm sticking with you.
Perfect. We're going with United. Joe's a proper United lad.
Red Devil.
Now, Joe, I got to go see you at your pizza shop. Where we at? Leo's? You shout it out. Where you at, brother?
Leo's Heaven Hill Jog.
Okay. I'll see you there. I'll see you there in a couple of days. All right, Joe?
You got it, my friend.
All right, Paisan. Be good. Be good, Paisan. Yep. Be good.
You too.
All right, that's Joe in West Palm. How about that? I got all my Italians to call in. Bring up Italian football. Dame, Joe is right. Take us off the map.
Yeah.
Take us off. The whole country can be
Imagine
Sicily.
4 World Cups, and in a World Cup that's expanded to 64.
My friends and I have a saying, and granted, this is a bunch of spoiled brat,
No one's thinking about Ohio State. No one
time,
cares.
It came from 2011, Dame, when the Buckeyes famously only won 6 games. We had the joke of end the program. Like, if we miss 4 World Cups, end the program. End the program, bro. Like Florida State, the way their football program, you could end the program. Like that's the joke. Right. You know what I mean? The joke for me in Italy would be to just end the program.
End the federation.
End the program. End the program. Florida State, 6 wins in 2 years, end the program. Granted, we were saying that after 1 year, and then Urban Meyer came the next year, and we went undefeated.
No one's thinking about
No
Ohio
one's thinking
State.
about the Buckeyes.
No one cares.
Damian, I cannot believe the world. By the way, biggest disgraces in the World Cup. Dame, I'm sorry, Argentina. Or Uruguay.
Yeah.
Getting my combables
Uruguay's
mixed up.
top of my list. I would also put
Germany. Are you kidding me? Germany is a disgrace for losing to Paraguay.
I feel like Germany.
Stop. Okay, you cannot defend it.
Germany was in a similar situation as Brazil. I don't think this was the best German side we've seen in
Dame, they didn't beat
history.
Paraguay in a knockout
What does
round.
that mean, though? Paraguay.
Come on, man.
France beat Paraguay 1-0. Let's not overlook these teams. Paraguay is a tough team to beat.
Dame. Germany's supposed to beat Paraguay. I'm not listening to this.
It took a mighty USA team to beat Paraguay.
Now you're trolling me, and I don't appreciate it. I do not appreciate that. I'd
say Germany, with their expectation and their history,
Damian, I told
you got to put them on the list.
I would go Germany 1.
How about Portugal?
Uruguay 2. Germany 1, Uruguay 2, Portugal 3. I mean, I thought Portugal had a real chance of going to a final.
I got another one. This is not a team, but this is something I'm down on for this World Cup. Rodri winning the best player of the World Cup.
That guy will be in my nightmares.
First player in history to win the best player in a World Cup to not score or assist in the entire tournament.
I can't get away from the guy. It's like Andre Iguodala winning the finals MVP. That's the best I got for you.
It's a great comparison.
Folks, you hear that music? That means it's time for us to go. Gosh, thank you to everyone who listened to Extra Time. I'm truly going to miss doing this every single night. Folks, this is my favorite tournament ever, literally ever. And we got to wait a whole another 4 years. But this has been Extra Time. Thank you to Damian Perez. Thank you to everyone for making this possible. We'll catch up with you on Pink Smoke on Wednesday.
The Jupiter